Hey guys, welcome back to KRACKS. Jon Orlando and I. Already I have a rant. You know, we love Westgate here, the Superbook. Very slow day though, like the midweek here. I don't know, is it the dog days of summer or it is so slow.
This is the calm
the whole
before
city.
July 4th weekend.
But it's
storm.
the whole entire city.
Yeah.
No, the city is so dead. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, really slow during the week. So just now I went up to the counter to get some water and sent John's friend there to get some waters, and they said we need 2 tickets for a water, which is fine. We get plenty of drink comps. Gave her a $5 bill and gave her 3 tickets, and they gave her tap water, which by the way in Las Vegas will kill you.
Yeah.
We have some of the worst water in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, believe it or not, like New York's good. Believe it or not, Atlantic City, bucket of blood of the world. Atlantic City has good water. But no, but here, this stuff will absolutely kill you. I don't care if it's filtered or not. It's just all of Las Vegas. And by the way, it's all the casinos are this slow. So nobody at the bar, no one around. You can run a Sherman tank through the joint and not hit anybody. Give her a $5 bill, and she won't even give her a bottle of water.
And this, I mean.
So I had to go back and go ask her, like, what is, we don't give drink, you don't get tap water. And then she lied to me and said, oh, she only gave me 1 ticket. I had to bring her back, your friend, all the way over there again to show her. And then she, of course, played the Nikki the Dunce role. Oh, I don't know. Oh, she starts stuttering.
Yeah.
And who's giving $5 for a bottle of water?
You would think if you get $5, you would just give the water anyway, right?
And you're not getting, you're not doing nothing illegal. We have drink tickets.
And this is free at the front desk.
Listen, I just think that everyone is so up in arms right now. Everyone's looking for a beef.
Yeah.
But they don't even want money.
Yeah.
They're looking for a beef. They don't want to get paid any money.
They're happiest when they're unhappy.
It's the greatest line ever. You know, they're happiest when they're unhappy. Listen, I talk good and bad about places. Listen, we're in the fabulous Westgate. Love the Superbook. But I'm going to put it out there. If I don't like something, that's just the way it is. They want to throw me out, they throw me out. I'm just telling them like it is.
I love it.
But we talk good too, John.
Yeah.
They have a $500 college football contest here that I think is being under-advertised.
That's new this year, right?
New this year.
Yeah.
$500, picking against the spread. I think it's a great contest. I can't wait for it to sign up. Then they have a $5,000 Survivor contest here. Unlike downtown, they have a they have a $100,000 one. Also, the $1,000 one. So there's a lot of good contests. By the way, no juice, zero juice in any of them. So I look forward to that. And yeah, now I'm hot now. I have to be honest with you. So
I like when you're coming in hot.
Got to calm down a little bit.
I like it.
They want to give us a hard time over getting $5 tips. So talk good and bad, like I said, about everything. So John, before we get into anything, people want to know.
Yeah.
I have ran into more people in the last week.
Yes.
And you know what they said to me?
What?
You're not going to like this. Matter of fact, guys, we can cut it out. If you don't like it, you cut it out.
You know I won't say cut it out.
No, you might. This is
know
pretty
I won't.
bad.
You know I won't.
Everyone has asked me, has John paid you any money yet?
Bro, we're still in the series. We're in it to win it.
Yeah, but you're supposed to give me some money.
I gave you.
You gave me my $500 back.
What do you want?
The $2,400 profit we had.
Well, here's my only gripe with World Series. The payout line is brutal. Wait, did you go collect?
Hold on. You're going to tell me.
Wait, did you go collect
I
yet?
collected a week later. You're right. Because the line was too big.
Because the line is too big.
You're going to tell me you're owed money by the World Series right now that you didn't go collect.
100%.
I don't believe him.
Oh, my God. This guy.
All right. All right. Isn't John great that he could take... This is why this show is so good.
I want all the smoke.
He could take all this, and that's why the show works. That's why the show works. And I'm not even trying to bust his chops. I'm being pretty serious, but it is what it is. Hey, what are you going to do?
We're going to satellite into the main Friday.
Go ahead.
We're going to play the main Saturday.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to run deep in the main. Let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on this? I was talking about this with Jeff Madsen last night.
Yeah.
He gave me pros and cons for both. Did you know you can go straight to day 2?
No.
In the main?
No, how do you do that?
You can just choose to register and you go straight to day 2 with a starting stack from day 1. So meaning if you want to not play all of day 1 and bag up and maybe be, you start with 60K, right? So you could double your stack, you could triple your stack.
I would like to know what the percentages of that. Now, right away, I say to myself, you know what? you want to accumulate chips. You start with 30,000?
You do. No, you start with 60,000.
60,000?
Start with 60,000.
And you're going to start with 60,000 day 2.
Correct.
Wow, now you're throwing a big wrench in the game here.
But then you might be at a table with, so for example,
yeah, everyone has 100,000, 150,000,
or 10,000.
Or 10,000.
Right.
Wow.
So Espen, I forgot his last name. I think he's Swedish.
Espen's his first name?
Espen, he won the main event maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
After day 1, he had 14,000 in chips.
Oh, wow. All right.
Started with 60, had 14, came back and won. Do you think is there any world for you like an edge?
Right.
Do you see an edge by going just to day 2?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'd have to go by listeners' comments here, viewers' comments.
I'd be curious.
That know poker, that know the industry.
Right.
Because is this out there?
Yeah, for sure.
You can just buy into day 2.
Yes.
And because it's 60,000 in chips, I don't know. I think
Jeff Madsen said you'll have about 70 big blinds.
Well, what is Jeff doing?
I think he's going to play day 1, but he's not against going into day 2.
Wow. Okay. So you're thinking about,
you may end up at a table. You never know what your table draw is. You may end up at a table that's 3 people are short stacked already.
Right. Interesting.
And you're in the middle of the pack.
Okay.
But you got through. The plus would be you're trying to avoid as much variance as possible, right? So day 1, you've got a lot of people that are casual, whatever. Sometimes they're in a hand. They don't know they shouldn't be in the hand anymore. They river you, things of that nature.
Yeah.
I don't know, something to think about.
Yeah, no,
I was curious what you'd think.
No, it makes 30,000. I was gonna say you got to play.
Yeah,
I didn't know you get 60,000.
You used to start with 30. I think back when you last
no,
played.
You started with 20 back then.
Yeah.
Back when I played.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main event.
Yeah.
Now, John, got to say a couple things.
Yeah.
I put a tweet. I retweeted someone that tagged me on Twitter. He put up a tweet, and you can see there's the now they're doing stories on it.
Yeah. Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
So I put up a tweet. Got 367,000 views 48 hours ago.
Yeah.
25,000, 2 hands. I can't comp your $10 drink over at Resorts World.
How is this possible?
Something doesn't make sense to me here.
I agree.
You can't comp your.
That was a smoothie,
He
right?
wanted a smoothie. Okay, great. I mean, every casino in the world is going to accommodate a high roller. And that, by the way, this is above a high roller.
This guy's betting 25
This is a whale, a mega whale.
Multiple hands,
Could be more to the story there. You know, sometimes, like, I jumped on FanDuel a couple weeks ago. Like, I actually retract that because, you know, someone could just look for some buzz with that. So, but there could be more to the story here. But I checked out a little bit. So, I just think it's crazy sometimes. Some people that don't have that, I always use the word pulse of the gaming floor, can tell somebody, no, they can't have drinks, a certain drink or whatever it may be. It's not like even if you're asking for a bottle of, you know, I don't drink Dom Perignon. There's probably better ones.
Go get it. Normally
a Magnum
they go get
of something. Or
at Red Rock, they go get it.
See, even the cleaning guy, he just wanted to get on camera. Just came by, didn't do anything, came turning around, saying, "Hey, get him on there. Hey, my man."
I saw when he was coming this way. I knew
guy.
you were going to say something.
I love that guy. Yeah, no, and your friend too.
Yeah.
Boy, I like to put her on camera. She's a feisty Puerto Rican.
She is.
You know, I want to tell you something.
She's very feisty.
You understand, my favorite uncle, bless his soul.
Yeah.
He was from the Bronx, Puerto Rican, married into the family. My Uncle George, absolutely loved him, my favorite uncle by far. And your dad is half Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of Puerto Ricans around me.
Who I spoke to before the show.
Oh, good. Yeah, he's all right?
Can I say what he said or no?
Sure. No, I haven't called him or something?
He said he loves you. I said, I'm about to show Crack. He said, I love Crack. What a sweet man. He said, I don't hear from him anymore.
Well, I don't want to bother him in his retirement. I don't want to bother him.
So now, will you bother him?
Yeah, I'm going to bother him at night because he's a late night person.
Yeah. You can always text him.
Yeah,
He's in.
A friend of mine just put a whole text up about, you don't even know this yet, about tie a yellow ribbon. It's just funny that I was going to send it to him, but I didn't. See? I didn't want to bother him 2 nights ago.
You kill me.
So we talked about Resorts World, and you know that's a big company over there.
Yeah.
I've been there. I don't have a player's card there. I've never even signed up for a player's card.
Really?
You want to know why you don't sign up for player cards? Because you wait for maybe they have a deal, or maybe a casino's buying business.
Yep.
So, like we're going to go over to Rio. Me and my buddy that's here in town. We're going to go over there. We're going to play for the first time and get a card. Now I had cards back when, years ago when it was the Rio.
Right.
But I haven't had a card there. Have you have a card there since they changed ownership?
No, not since they changed.
Not since they changed.
No.
So they have some like tier matches and some good deals. And someone actually sent me that. a tier matching program. But there's a couple different free plays over there of a loyalty match. So I may go over there and do that. Let's talk about Heritage Sports, by the way. HeritageSports.eu. Last week we actually cut them out by accident because we only did a 20-minute show. We were out at Dom DeMarco's. Couldn't get the audio to work properly over there. But anyway, yeah. So they have this again. They're doing it again. And I had to make sure because they have 108 juice. So I had to make sure that they have a 20% cash sign-up bonus. I got to be honest with you. We're getting in. You're getting in.
Okay, I'm in.
Maybe under someone else's name, but you're getting
I'm in. I'm bearding in.
You're bearding in. 20% cash sign-up bonus and 108 juice during the season. A sportsbook that's been around 30 years. HeritageSports.eu. Like I said, the 108 juice, Bitcoin insurance. They have so many different specials throughout the year too. Let you get out of your bet halftime on certain events. HeritageSports.eu. John.
Love it. Yeah.
My next thing. So Buffalo Bills over at the Prim.
Yeah,
Buffalo Bills. I put that
closing, right?
Closing. Now it's not even. This is the second casino to close over there, over at Buffalo Bills. Like, I thought Prim. I was there for St. Patrick's Day. Why? I don't know. I was passing through something. I was there for a reason, and you couldn't even move in the place. So
really?
Yes, you could not. They had some kind of St. Patrick's specials or something, but so they are closing up their second casino. On your computer, how do you click on that? Yeah, click on that because now they're scroll up a little bit.
There you go.
So
there you go. Oh,
I got it. So
there you go.
They're closing their
two finger.
I'm doing I figured out. They're closing their casino. So automatically, I thought it's going to be an edge. I'll tell you why.
Well, I was good.
Well, because their progressives will get moved to. So they have to give the money away. But I forgot they had a third casino there. So I guess, which would be not a bad play probably. So the money from Buffalo Bills is probably going to get moved over to the third casino, which is there now. The other one closed. Prim Valley Resort, it's called, the last casino standing over there. So you may get some.
Was Cactus Kate's? That's gone.
You know what? Was that over there? I forget the third.
Someone might have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah. John's much older than me, so. But Buffalo Bills, there was another one there.
Was Pistol Pete's at one point.
I think it was something like that. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was something. Yeah.
Something.
Or Cactus, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be Prim Valley Resort. You might find some of those progressives. The gaming laws, you have to, if you have progressives that are built up by players that played in the casino, that money has to get put into another jackpot. They just can't close up and keep the progressive. So,
got it. Okay.
So it's probably going to get moved over there. I don't know what's going to be over there. Maybe something good. Randy actually texted me and said, "Hey, you may want to go check it out on Sunday, or when they're closing." I think that's the official closing date.
Okay.
Sunday, July 6th. Okay, so now this is how we go back like that? How do we go back to the original page?
Yeah.
So that's something that could be of an edge. You know, we always look for an edge there and try to figure out what's going on. Let's see what other stories, John. Do you have any? So John was got us interviewed there for the World Series of Poker. That went a little
fun. Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
The girl from the World Series of Poker.
Released a couple videos of us.
Released a couple videos of us. We're talked about there. John,
did you hear about the scandal?
I did. Is it a scandal?
Well, that's the debate, right? Do you know the whole story?
Everyone watching here, you, me, if you're giving $1 million extra,
right,
sitting down at a table,
guys are going to chop.
The guys are going to chop, aren't they?
But you know the
guys chop poker tournaments all the time. Maybe I don't understand what is so illegal.
Well, I guess because it's not just a chop.
Okay.
The guy dumped his chips. It's a little different than a chop.
Okay. See, there's more of a.
Chop is we're done playing. We're going to split the money.
Okay.
This was WPT Gold offered up $1 million. I don't know how you qualified for it, but they offered up $1 million bonus to one player that.
Why? Why did they offer him that?
If he won a bracelet.
Why? Why him?
It was some promotion they did. I don't know what he had to do on the WPT side to qualify for it.
WPT's World Poker Tour?
Couple people. Yeah, they did it with a couple players, I believe. So the guy that was short stacked was the one that has the opportunity to win the $1 million from WPT if he wins the tournament. So he had the other guy had a 16-1 lead on him. if you watch the heads-up match, it's a little crazy. I mean, to the point where the announcers are like, "Okay, what's going on here?" Clearly, he's dumping chips.
The announcer said that during the show.
They were talking about it like,
so
what is going on?
Did they pay him? Did they give did they pay him?
So WPT still paid out
$1 million.
$1 million to the kid.
Okay, and the World Series of Poker still hasn't paid him.
World Series of Poker did an investigation. They said, we're not going to give a bracelet. We're not going to award first place to anyone, but you guys will split first and second place, which is what they wanted anyway.
So they got their way. What's the scandal?
But Caesars caught wind of it.
All right.
And it is a violation.
Ooh,
you're
they got to get thrown out?
Chips. They got a lifetime ban, is what I have heard.
A lifetime
from
ban?
Very good sources.
Wow. All right.
So WSOP didn't ban them, but Caesars did.
Wonderful. Give me the money. You can ban me for life. Wonderful.
But yeah, you would.
You know, maybe, like I said, I didn't understand. I don't want to do anything illegal, of course.
Right.
But when money's involved, and you know, there's a price on everything.
Yeah.
You want to ban me for a couple $1 million?
Right.
Ban me. You know, they're taking out so much money out of these poker tournaments we talked about before. I keep on throwing them under the bus for what happened with you when you gave them $90. You know, I seen it myself when I went out to the counter. What would you like to tip the dealers?
Right.
So I threw the question back on the girl. So, well, don't they get money out of it? Aren't they taking 3.6%? She played the same role the bartender played, Nikki the Dunce. I don't know. I said, listen, they're taking 3.6% out. So I went to like a supervisor. The supervisor was mad. I said, you know, I love tipping, but they're saying, what would you like to leave the dealers? The proper thing to say is, what would you like to leave the dealers in addition
100%.
to the 3.6% we already take out?
100%, because I had no idea, and I still would have done it anyway. But
you know what? And I'm all for tipping.
Right.
I am. If someone did something out of the way and above and beyond, I would do something anyway. I'd probably tip them outside the casino, though.
Yeah.
I know it's not really. You know, people don't like that all the time.
Yeah.
You could see Al DeLeon just sent me. I know what it is. Phil Galfond had a tweet, and do you know him? He's a poker player.
Yeah, sure.
Poker. It's the new amendment of the One Big Beautiful Act that would prevent gambling in the U.S. and hurt casual gamblers too. It's if you know, everyone's hit me up with this today. So someone like myself that actually makes money betting sports throughout the year and gambling throughout the year, it would hurt someone like me because I claim money on my taxes of gambling win.
Right.
Just to let you guys know, John never did that in his life. But yeah, the gambling win. It is what it is. So it would hurt someone like me because I'm only allowed to write off 90% of my loss. Now, if this goes through, it's totally ridiculous, this vote that's going to go before. I don't know who even goes before the House, the Senate, whoever knows. Who knows? But some things like this happen. They snuck that gambling bill, you know, a dozen years ago on a port act.
Yep.
They snuck it over. So.
Yep. For online gaming.
Online gaming.
Yeah.
So you never know. But it will hurt the professional gambler for sure, but it's not going to hurt Joe Public.
Right.
You know, they're going to lose anyway. But if you get lucky and win a big parlay or something, I hate to even advertise a parlay. But, yeah, but if you hit a big parlay for a lot of money, you're going to be paying tax. You can't even write off your losing tickets only up to 90% of it. So,
right.
Let's see what happens here. But everyone's sending to me, and everyone's talking about it. And it's really crazy that you wouldn't be able to write off your losses only up to 90%.
Yeah. It
So if you have like me, I'll have years where I'll have $1 million in tickets from the casinos.
Right.
It sounds like a lot. I'm not winning $1 million,
right.
But this particular year, yeah, I'm up probably about 100,000 because I ran a little lucky. So I cannot write off in 2025. I can, but that's saying you can only write off 90% of your losses. Let's say you have $1 million in tickets and you have $1 million in losses. You can't write off the $1 million in losses.
Right.
You can only write off 900,000.
Right.
So you're going to pay tax on that 100,000, even though you have losses.
It's a huge difference.
It's a huge difference. So we'll see what happens here. I can't see it being passed, but hey, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have many people texting me on this. John, this is going to be before you. I bet your dad was here, though. I bet your dad was at the Golden Nugget in Atlantic City back years ago when they first opened.
Yeah, I was there.
It's the first casino ever built by Steve Wynn.
Yep.
It's up for sale again. Do you remember the old Golden Nugget?
Of course.
In Atlantic City?
Of course.
1980. So
Yeah.
then it was different places though. Then it was Bally's Grand. It was
I loved the Nugget back in the day.
The Atlantis. It was the Hilton Bally's Grand, the Atlantic Club. That's what it was called. The Atlantic Club.
Oh, wow, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, that's what it was when it closed.
Okay.
So it's for sale again. And I was at breakfast talking to somebody. So so this casino, Steve Wynn bought it for $8 million off a local couple who owned the Strand Motel. So he bought this boardwalk property for $8 million. He put $140 million into the place.
Yep.
The beautiful Golden Nugget, which is, Frank Sinatra was over there, like you said, your dad.
Yeah, it's great.
Boardwalk Casino. However, it was in 1983. Even though it was the second smallest gaming floor in town, it made the most money. That's how much money Steve Wynn was making over there. But after a bad relationship with the state officials and other projects he wanted to open in Atlantic City, he sold the property to Bally's for $440 million. Wow. So he made a lot of money. So $440 million. Do you know that 4 years ago it was bought for $25 million? So someone bought it, $25 million, and now it's for sale. That person that bought it,
now?
$55 million. Which, it's a boardwalk property, probably on the better end of the boardwalk. No, that's the exact opposite.
Oh, the exact opposite.
Ocean is over there. It's the exact opposite end, more towards the Margate area.
Sure.
Like more towards that way.
Closer to the marina?
No, it's like, in other words, if you were to be looking at the ocean, it's the casino the furthest to the right.
Oh, got
so
it.
Ventnor, Longport, Margate, Longport, I should say. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool.
Is that area just crazy sketchy right now, too?
No, it's actually not. The college is down there.
Right?
The college is down there. I'd be surprised if someone doesn't come along and buy this. As a matter of fact, I read the Taj Mahal.
Crack, you're the guy to put the group together. What are we doing?
It's really, but you know what? Atlantic City, I was called by 3 different casino hosts in the past month offering me deals in Atlantic City. And by the way, like, the Hard Rock called me up, offered me a really good deal. The Ocean Casino, which I couldn't believe, because I whacked the Ocean for a little bit of money. I'm surprised. They hated me at the end. They were like...
I like that place.
The host was telling me, I can't do nothing for you, Bill. I'm really sorry. They just don't like winners there. But I'm not trying to say that, but it's a beautiful property. Floor-to-ceiling windows. They let you know what's going on outside. Yep. Most casinos don't do that. I actually love Ocean. It's great. I like the Hard Rock, too. And Bally's called me up. Someone at Bally's offered me some different deals. What surprises me this time of the year, that this is the summer. This is when they make their money.
Right.
Like how do you offer...
In Atlantic City.
In Atlantic City, it's when you make your money. It's not like, October, November, December.
Yeah.
So I was kind of surprised by that. So may have to make it to Atlantic City. So I have a buddy of mine in town. He's sitting over here with us. And he is staying at a couple different properties on the Strip, moving from place to place. He just told me about the prostitutes in Vegas.
Wait, I got to be just now getting wind of this.
No, but
you don't realize how many?
I actually said I don't go on the Strip a lot.
Yeah.
I'm blind to this.
But Bill, they're in the casinos.
Yeah, he said they were like all over Caesars, all over area,
all over every casino floor, crawling with them.
I guess years ago, no. They blend in.
You just kind of come in and go straight to the sports book usually, right?
I don't even go, maybe because I don't really go to I do once in a while though. Like, he was like, he couldn't believe how many came up to him in the past week.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Like if you go to Paris and Horseshoe, where the World Series is, and you walk from Paris to Horseshoe, you will see no less than 10.
Now, he also said they're going outside how much homeless people are on the streets.
Yeah, it's bad.
I really did. I thought there was some new law in January with homeless people in Vegas. I didn't realize that so many are on the crosswalks. He was telling me, it's eye-opening when someone comes into town and tells me these things. I really avoid strip casinos, I guess.
Yeah.
I go to the South Point, I go over here. This is a local, let's face it, this is off the Strip.
Sure.
It's a local place. I go downtown. And you're right, I am in and out a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway, he was getting some good deals from the prostitutes.
Encore and Wynn has them too.
He's getting some good buy one, get one frees. But I just didn't, I got to be honest with you, they're everywhere in town.
Yeah.
And it's part of it.
I think you don't realize it because they don't look like whatever you're picturing.
Right, jeans and sneakers.
That's not how they look.
Yeah.
They look
I
like
expect
just normal
high heels and red lipstick and you know, and short skirts.
A lot of the time they just look like a girl going to a nightclub. They don't look like
exactly
they're
right.
working.
Yeah. But I got to be blunt. I probably didn't realize how many were here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course, it's Vegas. I get it.
A lot of them sit at the slots.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
He was playing a machine.
Yep.
One came up to him and said, "Oh, you know," and he's like, "No, I'm not interested." She was not interested. I'm just rooting for you to hit a jackpot.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell it to the judge.
That's what she's trying to do.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just you know, just in general though, I just probably didn't realize that.
Yeah.
What's going on there, John? So now again, Wager Wire.
Yeah.
This week.
This is a good one. I like this one. I'm intrigued by this one because the final leg speaks to me.
$35. I got to be honest with you about something here. When I see these little ones, God, I don't want to say I'm all for them, but when I see these little, like 25, 10 grocery dollars, so this one is $35. Yeah, pull it up there.
Yeah.
$35. Go up a little bit, right there. $35 to win $2,600.
Yeah.
And it's Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP, which he got. Check.
Yep. Stephon
Castle to win Rookie of the Year.
Who I've never heard of, by the way.
You know, I mean, you know who is, but I don't realize you can bet these things in a parlay. I guess my brain doesn't realize you can bet these. I don't look at parlays.
Yeah. And then the final leg
is Shohei, who you're going to say yes. You think
is a lock.
Yeah, a lock.
But let's be serious.
National League MVP.
He is a lock.
So
barring injury. Is that fair?
You might know more than me. Is he the lock?
Yeah.
Is he the big favorite now?
Who's going to be?
Mark is the big favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to ask off camera because John's going to think anyone that is involved with the Dodgers is a lock.
If it's baseball or UFC related.
All right. Odds are 73 to 1.
Yes.
Current value, you're right, is minus 10 to 1. So you're right. Now, what is this ticket worth and would you buy out? I got to tell you.
No, let this ride.
So the Wager Wire bet value is 23.63. 23.28 profit. I'm probably not buying out of this if he's that big of a lock, like you guys say.
I wouldn't buy out of this. No way.
Unless he gets hurt. We're almost at All-Star break.
Yeah.
If he
is pitching again, so that does make it interesting because if he's going to get hurt, it would be pitching. But even then, that's probably just throwing, and he'll just DH like he got hurt last time. He just DH.
Guys, the Wager Wire app, WagerWire.com, their buyouts, their tickets they have there are worth so much more than the sports book gives you the buyout. So that's what you have to start watching here. Take a peek over there, and they're pretty. They have some pretty good deals though. Wager Wire. John, I'll ask you a question. What are the odds I could put up at the sports book that your dad comes out of retirement?
This is so crazy. I just had this conversation. Michelle and I went to breakfast with a friend of my father's this morning.
Yeah.
And he asked me that exact question.
An idle mind is a devil's playground. He must have started
He asked that exact question because he saw my dad. He saw all the weight that he lost. And he's like, is he going to come out of retirement? I think he does.
Really? Wow. Now, your dad just turned 81?
81.
81. He looks great. Lost
70 now.
70 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow. And he may come out of retirement. Looks good. You know, when you're older and traveling, 80, you know, it's going to affect you a lot. I seen Tom Jones. He came out and just stayed where he was. Sounded great. Stayed where he was.
Maybe a residency here, like 12 weeks a year. Like he doesn't have to go crazy. He doesn't have to be. You don't have to be flying. You know, that was a lot of it too. He's in
everywhere.
He's in Fort Lauderdale on a Friday, and then on Saturday he's in Portland. Like it doesn't even make sense. Like some of the tour dates. So he can't really do that.
Right.
I think that wears on you. But to just post up somewhere and maybe do three different 3-week residencies or
John,
9 weeks.
I'm going to put a tweet up. We're going to do a special tweet for WagerTalk.
Yeah.
We're by the way, everyone can find us here, of course, on WagerTalk, YouTube network. And we're also, did you see that tweet they put out about the different socials that we're on? People want to know how to listen, maybe without commercials or anything. I got to tell you something. I didn't know how many different things we were on. You and I on Spotify, iHeart, Apple, different platforms, which I didn't realize. But I'm going to do a video in a little bit here after we're done. And maybe people don't get to follow my Twitter a lot, so maybe they won't see it. Best hotels in Las Vegas. Hotels. I'll tell you my list, which are JH.
How many are on this list? 5?
What are we going to do, 3 or 5, something like that, JH? 5. Probably 5? Okay.
5?
Well, I have to tell you, even though the win doesn't give me a deal at Video Poker,
Glad to hear you say this.
Well, I mean, they gave me a deal. They gave me $2,000 a week. I won about $150,000, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Ran a little lucky. I just ran lucky though. I just stupidly lucky. The year before I lost no one's bragging here. I lost $70,000 the year before gambling there, but I won.
That's all video poker.
I won
right?
$155,000 on my. I got tax forms.
Let's clarify though. When you say you lost gambling,
yes, I lost.
That's not sports. That's
no sports. I won
poker, right?
Poker,
video poker.
Video poker. I actually lost. Even them giving me $2,000 a week, they were giving me $1,000 a week under my account. I still lost. I just ran a little bad.
Yeah.
Lost, but however, I ran a little lucky. Plus, I'm taking comps every week, and honestly, they should realize that the press I'm giving them is to their core audience of gamblers.
100%.
Never throw out Bill Krackomberger. Never stop him from getting those promoted. I'm not throwing out, but I love the Wynn, though. Let's go back to the original subject.
So good.
Love the Wynn Hotel.
Yeah.
The going there.
It's number one.
The music, the marble, the little tiles, everything is just done so perfect. Attention to detail.
You walk in and
the
you're
restaurants,
like, okay.
The flowers, the horticulturists on staff. Absolutely love the Wynn.
Yeah.
And everything is just, I don't want to say 4-star, I want to say 5-star.
I agree.
It's that good. However, there's going to be something that may surprise you. I'm going to go back to the old original. I still love the Bellagio. I was there the other day.
Really?
I walked in the awnings, just the feeling. Maybe I love the movie Ocean's 11 with Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Yep.
I really like the Bellagio still. I just love that piano bar is still there.
Yeah.
The allure of that was like when they built the Bellagio.
Yeah.
That was like wow. That blew away the Mirage.
Yeah. And if you're coming to town, don't cheat yourself. Eat at either Prime and overlooks the fountains, or Spago,
one of those
overlooks
restaurants.
the fountains. Any of those restaurants.
There's an Asian. Is Jasmine still there? No.
Jasmine. Yep.
Okay, there's some.
And Lago.
There's some great restaurants there. Great. Also, believe it or not, Aria. I think Aria is beautiful inside.
You know, I didn't like it when it first opened, and now it's definitely on my top 3.
Oh, Aria is nice.
Yeah.
It's just a nice hotel, casino. Yeah. I like that place. Venetian Palazzo. So
phenomenal.
Classy. It's so nice. It's so classy. I love that place too. And, you know, maybe a 5th. I'd have to really maybe think about it a little bit more. Back in the day, I would have said the Mirage probably. I would have said the Mirage.
Oh, back in the day, for sure.
I would have said the Mirage. I'd have to think about what I have to put in there. Maybe I maybe even want to go downtown. Believe it or not, even though they don't. It was my home. It was my go-to spot was the Golden Nugget. Steve Wynn's first casino there.
Yeah.
They still have doormen that hold the doors for you. Yeah. VIP check-in.
Circa's nice.
Circa's nice too. No, listen, I do my Thursday show at Circa. Very nice place.
What about off the strip, off Red Rock or Durango?
Red Rock and Durango, both Red Rock and Durango are really nice.
Unbelievable.
Really nice. Now listen, you know, I know that I go after them a little bit for throwing me out of the sports book. Not throwing me out, but, you know, stopping me from betting on their app. And I'm probably not allowed to bet at the counter even. But I talk good and bad about places. Yes, they put up a sign, you know, we love our winners on billboards. Yeah, okay. But one of the nicest places in town, Red Rock, Durango, floor-to-ceiling windows, great restaurants, great atmosphere, some great video poker progressives.
Yep.
You're right. I'm going to have to throw stations in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
And they do a good job. It's classy, too.
Classy, good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all I have to say. Anything else? You have anything else you have on plan? John, World
I'm going to
Series.
final table the main. We got a couple of weeks, but I'm going to.
John,
No, make a face. Why the face? Why the face?
You got too many candles on the cake.
It's crazy how fast we forget.
Too many candles on the cake. The
73rd out of almost 20,000. I say I'm going to final table the main and I get a face.
And everyone
Why
says,
do I get a face?
Did John give you any money yet? All right. Well, yeah, you know, it is what it is. I love this. I love this. I love this kind of banter back and forth.
It.
And it gives you an incentive. So on Friday, is it one of every 10 people get to play in the main event?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
$1,000?
Yeah.
$1,000.
I'll make it. I've never not made it.
You should make it.
Yeah, I'll make it.
But if you don't, you're going to get abused next week.
Oh, I'm definitely going to make it.
See you guys next week on WagerTalk.
That's good.